I am Darnell Jones. I am running for Congressional District 2 here in the great state of Texas. I'm a 25-year retired naval officer, and I look forward to representing CD2 in Congress.
My name is Steve Brown. I am running for Congressional District 22, which extends from Fort Bend County to Pearland and a little bit of South Houston.
I am Ronnie McDonald, and I'm running for U.S. Congress District 27 that stretches all the way from Bastrop to Corpus Christi. Former county judge of Bastrop County, being elected the youngest county judge in Texas history, and serving there for over 14 years.
Yeah, the reason I'm running for Congress is because what we see today is the need for new leadership. I think Dr. King said it best in his fierce urgency of now, that there is such a thing as being too late. Waiting and not acting in a positive and vigorous action, as Dr. King said, could have the consequence of seeing so much that we've gained over the last several decades be wiped away entirely. And so I made a decision to run for this seat and run in this race because of that fierce urgency that I know that we have for our community, for our country, and looking at what we are doing in D.C. and the dysfunction in Washington, D.C. Now is the time for that fierce urgency, and that's why I'm running.
I'm running for Congress because I feel like we are misled in our leadership quite a bit. Having served in our Navy for 25 years and in the service of my country, I feel like it qualifies me to run for Congress. I feel like we need progressive and solid leadership that is actually going to represent the people. I think that for too long we've depended too much on party affiliations and name only, rather than actual representation of the people.
Guys, when I was county judge, we used to always have people come in and tell us what the issues were. Congressmen would come in and say, here are the issues, this is why I'm running. There seemed to never be any connectivity. Guys, why are y'all running? Why is this important for us to be in office?
You know, for one, because there aren't a lot of us in D.C. Okay. And I think the three of us together, we represent something new in that we're running in African American majority districts.
Good point.
So, you know, this in and of itself is a new phenomenon. We have 3 African American men running districts that are very diverse and aren't predominantly black, right? And so I think we all bring to that a new vision for leadership, and dealing with some of the issues. Now, granted, in my suburban district, we have a lot of the same characteristics as an urban area. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know, but we have our poverty rate has grown by 120% since 2000, which is the 3rd fastest in the state of Texas, right? And so there are unique opportunities there and challenges there to tackle issues that are traditionally felt in urban areas. And so we have to figure out how we connect the services to the suburbs.
In Congressional District 2, I think the demographics are kind of irrelevant. Mm-hmm. The thing about it is we are the most diverse district in Texas. I have everything from Kingwood, Texas, which is where, you know, we've had a majority of Tea Party representatives and those types of folks. And then I have the Montrose area, which is your LGBTQI area of the city. I have the Medical Center, which is where you have your highest gross income folks. And then at the same time, you have Spring Branch and Spring and Tomball and Cypress. So we have a ton of areas that are not necessarily urban areas, but they're also not really rural areas. Right. In that capacity, you find people who are not at the highest income levels that feel like they're not represented. And because I have a background of representing people as the Equal Opportunity Director in our finest Navy, our only Navy, I believe that I can reach out to all of those people and be able to satisfy their concerns for the issues that they find important.
I served as county judge for 14 years. When I was elected, I was 27 years old. So I came in with this concept, man, I know it all. I studied politics, I knew how to work a room and all those different things. But when I started going out into the community and actually talking to people, and I sat down and I was talking to this lady, and she shook my hand. And when she shook my hand, she said, "Boy, can you sit a spell?" And I was like, "What's a spell?" But she began to talk to me and tell me who she was and all those different things. And I was looking at my watch. But as I sat there, I began to understand who she was,
Right.
her issues, and it changed my philosophy of leadership.
Right.
Rather than going out telling people what they want, is spending time with them and
Yeah.
finding out what they want.
Right.
As I began to meet with people, understand their assets, and saying, how can we connect it together? And the reason I bring that up, because we dealt with some big issues. We dealt with one of the largest fires in the state of Texas.
Yes.
And as a county judge, you're considered to be the chief emergency management coordinator.
Right.
Now, I had never been on a fire truck in my life, but now they're telling me you're the chief emergency management coordinator.
Right.
But through this process of connecting with people, I met a guy named Mike Fisher who had done fire all his life. And he said, Ronnie, let me work with you. And we began to transform county government to make it more efficient, to be able to connect with the state, with the federal, by having training. But it was the connectivity that started in the campaign process.
Right.
So now how does this bring us to everyday politics? It's the leadership that we get by connecting to the people. If you believe in the issues that we've talked about, the connectivity and moving forward, and you want to support the Ronnie McDonald campaign, go to ronniemacdonald.com and you'll be able to donate directly there. And also on your social media, go ahead and post, retweet information that you found about me on my webpage, and it helps get the message out. We're beginning to block walk, we're beginning to phone bank, so you can go to my page and you can volunteer for those efforts. We would greatly appreciate your support.
My campaign is a campaign for people over politics. What we are planning to do is we want to use you and your voice to help us with our campaign. So if you would like to support the Darnell for Congress campaign, please go to darnellforcongress.com, fill out our volunteer form. Of course, every campaign needs contributions and money to help out with materials and supplies, and also to provide water and other supplies while we're out block walking. So if you want to volunteer for that, there are also links for contributions on the website. February 10th and 11th, we are hosting our Day of Action, which we plan to have over 1,000 volunteers out in the community. We plan to blanket the district on February 10th and 11th. I'd love for you to be a part of that. Please go to our website and sign up. Thank you.
And thank you for taking time to listen to us. My name is Steve Brown, and I'm asking for your support. If you live in the district, we need you to vote and show up at the polls. If you don't live in the district, then let folks that you may know who live in the district learn about our race as well. You can reach me at www.stevebrownforcongress.com. You can reach me on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook with that same handle. And more importantly, if you have the opportunity to come out and help us out, we have a headquarters that is located at the corner of Sugar Creek and 59, right there in the middle of Sugar Land, right before you get to Highway 6. And so take some time, come out. We'll be phone banking, block walking, and any other help that you can provide will be appreciated. And lastly, if you are a praying person, continue to lift us up in prayer. It is not easy to do what we're doing. It's a sacrifice for all of us, as well as our families. And so if you can lift us up in prayer and think about us when you kneel down. And if you're not a praying person, just send your positive vibes and good thoughts and help us get through so we can serve you and be successful for you.